Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gomansing. Topping our newscast tonight, Carnival's cruise ship Valor docked in St. Croix for the day, and Frederiksted was a hub of activity. But in addition to all the activities planned for the visitors Tuesday, the passengers partnered with the St. Croix Hotel and Tourism Association to bring their own special gift. News 2's Erica Parsons has that story.
The Carnival Valor brought more than 3,000 people to St. Croix. It also brought a generous donation of almost 2,000 books from the ship's passengers.
The books are a gift of inspiration and motivation.
Festival at Sea Cruises target African Americans, and for 22 years, they've given children gifts that can't be taken away.
We like to share the joy of learning as we cruise the Caribbean each year.
Books are gifts for a lifetime. They can be passed down from generation to generation.
The books were presented to the Frederiksted Boys and Girls Club during a ceremony in Butto Park Tuesday. Government and tourism officials were present. Officials say all of St. Croix's children will benefit.
There's some that's going to the public schools, of course, some is going to the library and the other nonprofit organizations. So it's to be, the books are to be available for all the students within the St. Croix district.
For hotel and tourism, we don't just fill heads and beds like I said in my speech. We start with the children.
We were very happy to come down and get the kids together. It's very important, like I said, this is our third or fourth year that we've taken part in the Governor's Reading Challenge, so reading is part of our ritual every day.
Although the books come from strangers, they're given with love and a name.
We really have gotten fabulous feedback from children, whether they're in Ocho Rios, whether they're in Nassau. The impact of getting a gift from someone you don't know, but you know where they came from.
St. Croix students weren't the only recipients Tuesday. Frederiksted was filled with activity and the promise by tourism of more to come. Erica Parsons, News 2.
The predominantly African-American cruise has also donated books to more than 10 Caribbean islands, along with Hawaii and South Africa. They've also given to the United Negro College Fund for 22 years. In other news, last week, Friday, we reported that the Senate Rules and Judiciary Committee, chaired by Senator Samuel Sanez, approved Bill number 30-0422, which would include the question of legalizing medicinal marijuana in the general elections ballot. On Monday, the full Senate body approved the measure. Senator Terrence Positive Nelson, the proponent of the bill, emphasized that this particular bill only aims to get the voters' opinion on the use of medicinal marijuana in the Virgin Islands. During the Senate Rules hearing last week, testifiers spoke about the medicinal research and economic boom of legalizing cannabis for medicinal use. Senator Nelson also added that it would shed more light into the benefits of legalizing cannabis and could lead to legitimate stores, even corporations, making the product available as opposed to hidden transactions in street corners. The Senate Committee on Finance, chaired by Senator Clifford Graham, continued to hear testimonies on budget requests for fiscal year 2015. On Tuesday, officials from the Bureau of Motor Vehicles and the Department of Energy defended their budget requests. In the course of the discussion, committee members were concerned about the declining employee morale at motor vehicles, which its director attributed to low salary figures.
I say so because the BMV is the least paying agency for the employees in the territory. I don't know, we were the last agency that came on board, and the Director of Personnel did acknowledge that last year.
For the morale part, I think we're at 2.
Any other contributing factors that why the morale is that low? Last year, the same rating was provided, 6 to 7.
Well, it's lower now. It is, but most of it is contributed to salary.
The 2012 economic census results are finally here, with numbers on the actual impact of the closure of Hovensa. Members of the Department of Commerce Census Bureau recently presented the results of the 2012 Census to Governor John DeYoung during a Government House meeting on St. Thomas. Census Bureau staff reported that in 2012, 2,414 businesses in the Virgin Islands generated $6.8 billion in sales, employing almost 33,000 people, and paid $1 billion in annual payroll. In comparison, the 2007 economic census reported 2,583 businesses generated $19.5 billion in sales and employed more than 35,300 residents who earned over $1.1 billion. Census Bureau staff also discussed the increase in professional, scientific, and technical services sector employment in 2012 from 2007 and the growth in women-owned establishments in the territory. Commodities supported by the USDA will be distributed to eligible persons during August by the Virgin Islands Department of Education Special Nutrition Program. Distribution of commodities will begin on St. Thomas at the Lockout Elementary School cafeteria. That date is Saturday, August 9th, 2014, from 7 to 2 for senior citizens and disabled persons only. Then on Sunday, August 10th, distribution will continue at the same site for all other eligible persons on St. Thomas. That's from 7 a.m. until supplies are depleted. Now on St. John, it'll be held on Saturday, August 16th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Julius E. Sprouse School cafeteria. Distribution to St. Croix residents will be held at the Charles Emmanuel School cafeteria. That's on Saturday, August 23rd from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. for senior citizens and disabled persons, and to other qualified persons on Sunday, August 24th. Now, here are the qualifications. Gross family income does not exceed the 185% of the federal income eligibility guidelines. Number 2, a client of assistance programs such as SNAP, Medical Assistance Program, or a tenant of subsidized public housing. Turn our attention overseas. President Obama laid out new penalties targeting Russia's energy, weapons, and finance industries. The administration is trying to turn up the pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin to stop helping separatists in Ukraine. Craig Boswell is at the White House with more details.
President Obama says the U.S. is putting new sanctions on Russia for its support of separatist fighters in Ukraine, even after the downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17.
The major sanctions we're announcing today will continue to ratchet up the pressure on Russia, including the cronies and companies that are supporting Russia's illegal actions in Ukraine.
The U.S. timed the announcement to coincide with new European Union sanctions. The coordinated action marked another escalation in an already strained relationship.
Is this a new Cold War, sir?
No, it's not a new Cold War. What it is a very specific issue related to Russia's unwillingness to recognize that Ukraine can chart its own path.
The White House is also accusing Russia of violating a nuclear arms treaty signed during the Cold War. The U.S. says Russia has been testing missiles capable of striking Europe. That violates the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty.
We worked very hard back in the 80s to get that INF treaty to preserve the security and to make the security of Europe indivisible from our own.
Moscow says it has looked into the allegations and considers the matter closed. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
And keeping our eye on the economy, Suzuki announced it's recalling nearly 26,000 cars in the U.S. All of the cars were made by General Motors in Korea. Officials said the daytime running light modules can overheat and cause a fire, and that affects a lot. The Verona models years from 2004 to 2006. So far, no one has reported any fires from the modules. The new iPhone hasn't been released yet, but already a company is making money off it. Luxury design and accessory maker Brick launched the Luxe iPhone 6 product line yesterday. Brick says it will assemble the iPhone and encase it in 24-karat yellow gold or pure platinum, and it will even add diamonds. Here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all down. The Dow 70, Nasdaq 2, S&P 8. Coming up on News 2, an update on the weather. Our forecasters are keeping an eye on the tropical wave in the central Atlantic that may strengthen as it travels west toward the Caribbean. Plus, nature's little secret can be found just a ferry ride away. In our summer fun segment, find out why now is the best time to get away to the BVI. Want to experience a mini vacation that's just a few miles away by ferry from the USVI? Take a visit to the proclaimed sailing capital of the Caribbean. Travel by ferry northeast of the USVI to the British Virgin Islands. There you can enjoy sun, sand, sea, and scenery of an island of your choice, or go island hopping to Tortola, Anegada, Jos van Dijk, Virgin Gorda, or one of the many keys of the BVI. Activities include many things: fishing, scuba diving in Anegada, the only island made of coral in the BVI, relaxing on the white sandy beaches of Jos van Dijk, touring the renowned baths of Virgin Gorda, or swimming with the dolphins in Tortola. Also, you're just in time for the BVI's 60th Diamond Jubilee Festival. So gather friends and family and visit nature's little secret, but be sure to walk with your passports. Again, now is a great time to plan that BVI trip as they are celebrating their 60th anniversary of the BVI Festival. The Prince and Princess and some other events have all taken place, but coming up, much more events such as Cultural Night, the Food Fair, and much more. Events kicked off on July 18th and continues until August 9th with the fireworks finale. Tonight, there's a youth explosion. Wednesday, a calypso show. Thursday, it's Cultural Night. And Friday, August 1st, it's the Cultural Food Fair. Saturday, the BMSA Car Show. Sunday, it's the Beach Bash. And Monday, it's the Rise and Shine Tramp and the August Monday Parade. Well, 6 women are on their way there. Compliments of award-winning television host and veteran journalist Katie Couric. The 6 were surprised on her show, Katie, on the 23rd of July, as they were all given an all-expense-paid trip to the British Virgin Islands. The 6 have all undergone lung transplants and survived cystic fibrosis, a remarkable feat after having been told they would not live beyond 18 years of age. Couric announced the trip of a lifetime in front of a live studio audience, including 6 round-trip airline tickets, all expense-paid accommodation for 4 days and 3 nights to the luxury Peter Island Resort and Spa. The women range in ages from 28 to 38. Parents Matter is conducting a school uniform and school paraphernalia drive, and they're asking for the community's help in donating the following materials: shirts, blouses, school skirts, pants, ties, shoes, belts, bag, lunch kits, and patches for respective schools. The group will resell the item at a nominal cost. The sale will be held on Sunday, August 17th, outside of the O'Henry Dry Cleaner at 8 a.m. For more information about this fundraiser or about the item drop-off or item retrieval, you can contact Parents Matter, and we'll tell you more about them at 340-201-2629. Island Song, the movie. There is an update for those of you who have seen the little preview, the clips, on St. Thomas on July 30th, 31st, and August 1st at 6 p.m. and 3 p.m. Mark those dates on your calendar. Filmmaker David Massey stopped by to give us some details.
Last year we premiered it, but it was mainly for the cast and crew and a limited guest. So we decided to run the short film again this year. This summer. It's going to be playing on St. Thomas July 30th and the 31st, and on St. Croix August the 1st and August the 3rd, which is a Friday, Sunday. And we hope to come back next year and shoot the feature film. So this is just basically an abbreviated version of Island Song. It originally was written for a feature film. And so we decided to make the short film so that we could take it back to our investors and build up momentum and raise money, and then come back and shoot the feature film.
And we will have more about the plot, the actors, behind the scenes, and even how you can be a part of Island Song on Wednesday's newscast. Well, a tropical wave located about 1450 miles east of the southern Windward Islands is becoming more organized. Vitima is monitoring its development, and according to the National Hurricane Center, satellite images indicate that showers and thunderstorms associated with the area of low pressure are limited. However, this system remains well organized and could develop into a tropical depression later today or tomorrow. The tropical wave is moving west-northwest near 50 miles per hour. Vitima's director, Elton Lewis, is advising the public to closely monitor weather updates on this system and to assess their level of preparedness for storm impact. And with that in mind, our News2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
So, tomorrow's the same
Thanks for that, Larissa. Here's our News 2 weather picture there by Shalaya Kanisha, 7th grader, representing the Lou Muckle Elementary School, and great colors there and a mixture of weather there. We see some clouds, some sunshine, and some rain all at the same time. Typical of our weather here in the Virgin Islands. Thank you for that. Send us your News 2 weather picture to News 2 Weather, number 1000 Belton Road, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, 00802.